Good morning. We will call the meeting to order at 9:31. Let's please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join me for a prayer. Heavenly Father, we beseech your divine guidance in this meeting. Keep us ever mindful of our obligation. Grant us, dear Lord, wisdom, tolerance, and courage that we may well serve our county and fulfill our trust. Amen.
Amen.
And we have minutes.
I will make a motion to approve the minutes from the November 10th special meeting and November 12th commissioner meeting.
Second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion, additions, corrections? Hearing none, we'll move on to a roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes. Next is public comment regarding pending resolutions. Is there any public comment regarding pending resolutions? Seeing none, we'll move on to resolutions. Starting us today is the Highway Engineer's Office, represented by Dan Becker. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning.
Three resolutions for your consideration today. The first is finding the public convenience and welfare is required for the replacement of bridge number 26 on Chippewa Road in Lafayette Township. The second is that same convenience for bridge number 2 and 3 on Friendsville Road in Westfield Township. And the final one is the finding of public convenience and welfare requires a replacement of bridge number 1 on Kennard Road in Harrisville Township.
I'll make a motion to approve the three resolutions.
Second the motion.
Motion second, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Jeremy Cinco, Sanitary Engineer.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Three resolutions for consideration today. The first is authorizing change order number 1 for the Hinckley Wastewater Treatment Plant Headworks Improvement Project. The second is authorizing change order number 3 for the Medina County Sanitary Rehabilitation Project 2025. And the third is declaring the necessity to restore the Champion Creek Riverbank and authorizing the sanitary engineer to commence advertising for construction bids.
Make a motion to approve the three resolutions.
Second the motion.
Motion and second, is there any additional discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Holly Murin from HR.
Good morning. On our personnel changes resolution today, we have one new hire in building, a promotion in building, 8 rate increases, 1 at senior and adult services, 1 in sanitary, 1 in maintenance, and 5 at job and family services, 1 return from leave at job and family services, and 1 resignation at senior and adult services. Second resolution is amending the table of organization for the building permits department.
Make a motion to approve the two resolutions.
Second the motion.
Motion second, is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Holly. Next up is Finance. Brett Thomas, Finance Director. Come on down.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is probably the shortest one I think I have ever had. We have 5 resolutions for you today. Our first one is revenue adjustments for various funds. It's actually moving over some planning revenue into the correct account. It accidentally got credited into refunds and it was fee revenue. Our second resolution is cash transfers for various funds. The big one of note here is our movement for the sale of the professional building. This money is going into our capital improvements budget to be used in future years for capital improvement and or building projects. Our third resolution is expenses of the county engineer. This is just for the winter conference in Columbus. Our fourth resolution is expenses of other county officials. These are 2 trips down to Columbus and just a luncheon for the chamber. And our fifth resolution is our weekly bills in the amount of $1,950,109.61.
I'll make a motion to approve the 5 resolutions.
Second the motion.
Motion second, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thanks, Brett. Next up, Matt Springer, County Administrator. Morning, Matt.
Good morning.
I just have one resolution, and it is a change order number 2 for the Human Service Restroom Renovation Project. This change order is for $2,070 and adds additional lighting within the 4 different restrooms that are being constructed.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second the motion.
Motion second, discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to department updates, we have Richard Nelson from the building department here.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Richard.
I'd like to start off by introducing Matt Straley. If you can stand and be recognized, thank you. He's going to be taking over for me December 19th or 20th. My last day is December 19th. The building department report for the month of October. Overall year-to-date value of construction still hovering about 2.5% less than last year. No big change there. But the new home costs, big change. They jumped up in October. The new home average was $556,000, which brings our year-to-date average home cost up to $463,000. That's a big number. Moving on down, interestingly, we only had 26 new home starts in October, which is, good 8 or 10 below average if you go back several years. The year-to-date new dwellings is about 40 less than average also. Interesting. Moving on to page 2, our monthly receipts pretty dead even with last year at this time. You can't hardly get any closer than
That's really
that.
amazing.
It is amazing.
$10.
We're so consistent.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yes. And when you go to the next page, then our year-to-date receipts is just about 2% less than last year at this time. So that's pretty good. Page 4, residential permits by township and villages. Nothing special there. Page 5, commercial permits in the month of October by township and village. And page 6, details of the commercial permits, quite a few in October. $4.3 million worth of estimated value on those projects. So it's a pretty good October. Other than that, our review times remain good, about 19 or 20 days for commercial, three days for residential. And we will put this report on the website when we get back to the office
Great.
for public viewing.
Appreciate it.
That is all I have.
Questions for
Very
Richard?
Nope.
Nope. Welcome
Super.
aboard, Matt.
Thank you.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you.
Next up, we do have a couple of commissioners' resolutions. The first is reappointing members to the Medina County Board of Developmental Disabilities. We are reappointing Andrew Ola and Mark Griskowitz, maybe? I apologize, Mark. I didn't probably get that right. But they are currently serving and have requested reappointment.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second the motion.
Motion seconds, any discussion? Appreciate their willingness to serve. Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes. Next is Commissioner's appointment, reappointing John Gorsick to serve on the Audit Committee. He, again, has an expiring term, December 31, 2025, and has expressed an interest to be reappointed.
Make a motion to approve.
Second the motion.
Motion second, and again, we appreciate John's continued service on that committee as well. Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes. And last but not least is reappointing a member to the Medina County Convention and Visitors Bureau Board of Directors. This is reappointing Kimberly Marshall to a term that begins January 1, 2026 and continues through December 31, 2028.
Make a motion to approve.
Second the motion.
Motion second, any discussion? Again, we appreciate her service to the Convention and Visitors Bureau Board as well. Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes. With that, that takes us to public comment. Is anyone here from the public who wishes to comment? I don't see anybody. We will move on to discussion session. Denise, do you have anything? Anything from the auditor's office? Matt Springer? No? Colleen, anything for discussion?
No, I'm good.
Steve, I know you've got something in front of us.
Yeah, it was I sent you an email yesterday. We had been, as you know, at one point in time, we were looking at cost of services study, but as we talked to the various parties, seemed to be more, I'll just say, need to take a look at the projections of population and demographic changes over the next 25 years. The Department of Development, for those of you who may not be aware, actually shows Medina County shrinking in size in terms of population, which is kind of a surprise to a lot of people. And there's a lot of, I guess, given their methodology, maybe is an explanation why we're going to lose people. But frankly, nobody that I know of, you talk to planners, community people, elected officials, and nobody believes it. In fact, Planning Commission, Planning Department alone has about 1,400 residential parcels already platted, or soon to be platted, I guess, approved, that will have new homes. So it's hard to believe that any kind of forecast of that nature will actually come to fruition. With that, there seemed to be a real need for not a lot of the departments to have actually a much more precise estimate. One of those being our solid waste management plan requires population increases for managing waste. Waste, if you know anything, waste means tonnage per person. Tonnage means dollars, and dollars mean that's what runs our solid waste operations. So if you're forecasting that actually population go down, that means you're forecasting less money, which that's not the trend. That's not what we'd expect. So that's one of the departments that actually, as the plan is being updated, we checked with the EPA as to whether we're required to utilize the Department of Development's forecast, and essentially they said no, they would authorize another one, in which case we have a proposal we looked at two proposals actually, for doing a full demographic and population analysis. The committee, and we looked at other departments, Department of Development, or excuse me, Economic Development Corporation has an interest, planning to have an interest, transit has an interest, on that. The health department has an interest in a much more precise forecast of the demographic future, if you look of Medina County. I think we would have an interest knowing about what our forecast and what it looks like. We took the committee comprised of, as I indicated, the health department, transit, economic development, planning, trying to think who else. And myself. We reviewed the proposals. We've looked at just a small proposal, $7,000 from International Strategic Analysis from Michael Whitecall. Whitecall was the presenter to Economic Development Corporation at their annual meeting earlier on.
Yep.
He's a professor, published economist, forecast, does international studies, been around a while, and we believe that his proposal was the best of the two to consider, and like to recommend that and I have talked to Brett, we do have in contingencies funds to be able to do this, be able to complete the project within about 2 months. And Brett also just briefly approached me and asked if there's any additional information or assistance could be in forecasting what our sales tax revenues might be based upon these, since we are apparently going to be more reliant upon sales tax in the future if we're not going to see growth in property tax. Which is probably the most likely scenario, in which case I told him we could certainly talk to the consultant and see if, in his economic analysis, whether he could include that and what that might be. But with your permission and support, I'd like to propose that we do go ahead and accept the proposal for the contract of $7,000 with ISA. And in this, Wyckoff would come and be able to do a presentation. The committee asked if this presentation could also involve not only commissioners, but also elected officials, all interested parties, make it very public, and for those that are interested in a much more, I'll just say, accurate forecast of what our demographic and population future looks like.
I appreciate your research on this and your committee's research on it. I absolutely support it. But it's not just Medina County. It's extraordinarily to look at all the counties across the state that are projected to lose population. It's really amazing. Some even enormous percentages, 30%. And so, yeah, so the projections for state of Ohio overall are incredible.
Yeah, and when you look at the ones that they're actually going to see growth, Lorraine and
Yeah.
Geauga, and well, we're losing, and that's just a hard one to understand. And that's why I gave you their projections overview, and of course their methodology was largely doing cohorts and demographics, and births and deaths, immigration, outmigration, fertility rates, and so forth. But even those familiar with those. And Krista Wazowski represented. It's hard to understand how they came up with a negative figure for Medina County.
Right.
Even based on the data.
I suspect two things. I think one, it is a carryover from the, I'll just say, incomplete 2020 census, because the 2020 census was really never completed because of COVID. I also think it's a product, this is more in the tinfoil hat variety though, but I'm prone to that sort of thing. That they've never counted us correctly since we stopped birthing babies in Medina County. And I know I know that data can be found elsewhere, but when we've got that many people, everybody who delivers a baby from Medina County has to leave the county to do it.
Yeah.
I think some of those numbers don't fully get attributed back to us because, when you're adjacent to some of the big losers like Cuyahoga and Summit, it seems just almost impossible that we wouldn't get some of that uptick. Those people aren't all leaving the region.
Right,
Those people aren't all leaving the state.
Yeah.
They're not all going to Lorain or Geauga County either. So some of those
that's why I have a feeling that basically they didn't use our local data.
Right.
And we've got local data that we can provide that for the estimates to actually make more accurate forecasts.
I think
There's no doubt.
I think this is overdue. I think it's a great use of the resources. The other thing, I was going to chat with Bethany, and I didn't have a chance to do this before your committee meeting.
Right.
We do have some climate action plan funds available from NOACA that we've been trying to get permission to use our portion of for some studies related to emissions tallies. I think this would maybe dovetail with that, so maybe there's a way to unleash some of that too if we needed.
Oh, okay,
I know we've
all right.
got the funds available, but if we could do it with grant
Well,
funds.
we have to move fairly quickly because we need the
was-
numbers for solid
Right.
waste.
The
For the
caveat
plan update.
being we would do this first, but maybe we could
Sure.
find a way to make this kind of work into that because
We might have an interest to continue the relationship with him, given his expertise in the area. And actually, this is the two proposals were exactly the same amount.
Yeah, that's.
But this one has a bit more detail, more oomph to it, more background, and I'll just say the credentials are there, no doubt.
And I like
to do
the
a good analysis.
I like the idea of tying in the sales tax, the potential future with sales tax and things. If that's an option to do as an add-on.
And that's certainly, actually, when you look at this last bullet, a strategic plan for optimizing our demographic futures, in some ways, that means an analysis of our financial or our fiscal. It kind of goes to the heart of the cost of services.
Right.
The more people we have, the more services we have to provide. The more households we have, the more services we have to provide. So there's costs that we eventually going to have to, public costs we're going to have to assume.
Yeah, definitely.
All right,
I think it's
so
great.
with your approval, go ahead and proceed with that and get that, and then have some discussions as to what other components could be added to it.
Yep.
Okay.
I think that's great.
All
Thank
right.
you. Thanks for
Great. And
teeing that up.
All right, that's all I have.
Okay. The only update I wanted to share was from yesterday's 911 Program Review Committee. So that was the second meeting of the Program Review Committee. We made a couple decisions related to ongoing services that are going to be provided and enhancements to the system with Central Square, who's the provider there, going to a cloud-based system, which obviously there's a cost associated with that, but it also alleviates some of the local spend on servers and things like that that have their own costs associated with them. So we by the fourth quarter next year should be onboarded onto that system. And then also looking at the lay of the land from Columbus in terms of the projections for our local funding next year. That is a funding amount that's actually going to go up from Columbus, so we appreciate that. This past year, we had a surplus because we didn't have that new cost structure that we're going to undertake with the with the enhanced services. So we were also able to approve a rebate to the individual PSAPs, Wadsworth, Medina City, Brunswick, and then the countywide one in the neighborhood of $67,000. So that's funding from calendar year 2025 that is going to be refunded for those individual PSAPs to use. It will, I think, largely go to personnel. There's limitations on how that can be spent, but I think in the history of that program, that's the first time we've been in position to provide a rebate. So,
good.
I think the locals were appreciative of it. This is consistent with the new plan that we had adopted last year, which we basically said we'll look at what our need is. We'll look at the cash reserves we think are appropriate, which are between $400,000 and $500,000 in this case, and then we'll, if we think we have sufficient for the foreseeable future, we would authorize a distribution, and that's what we did yesterday. So, just wanted to report that back as well.
I also wanted to say there's a lot in Columbus to pay attention to this week.
Yeah,
An
this will be the
awful
big week,
lot
yeah.
of potential bills that could trickle down with effect to us, obviously. So this is a big week. A lot of bills.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll know by the end of the week
Yeah.
what it looks like in terms of
Yes.
property tax reforms. Yeah.
Great. Anything else for the good of the order? If not, we will entertain a motion related to executive session.
I will make a motion to adjourn into executive session to discuss confidential business information of an applicant for economic development assistance and to discuss a pending court action.
Second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes, and we will adjourn from there, so we will see everybody next week.
Richard, was this your...